So in this video, we're looking at a standing single leg foot pronation to supination. Now what we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to understand the movements and the mechanics of the foot and the ability of the foot to kind of pronate and supinate, or another way to think of it is how to get the arch of the foot to collapse and what needs to happen at the foot, and then how to make the arch actually rise and then what needs to happen at the foot, okay? One thing we have to be aware of is that there needs to be a little bit of movement from the knee to some degree. It actually needs to internally rotate. The ankle itself needs to move a little bit as well in order to allow kind of full range of motion to come from the movement of the foot. Okay, so we're not really going to be able to isolate just the foot specifically and be able to sort of collapse and go from there. What we don't want to see is like a big massive shift from side to side from the knee or from the ankle. We're still obviously trying to get as much as we can from the foot, really focus consciously on all of the musculature sort of dropping and then also lifting and contracting. Okay, but from a side view here, if we just zoom in, we're going to see sort of a better view. If you think of what we're actually doing with the toes and everything like that, we're trying to do our best to sort of splay and spread as opposed to having them sort of bunched up. So kind of splay, spread the toes, keep it where you have pretty much majority of your body weight over that lead leg, a little bit into the back leg just as a little bit of a balance support, okay? But from here, what you're going to do your best to do is you're going to think of allowing what would be the arch of the foot to sort of collapse down. With that collapse down, you're going to feel like the ankle wants to fall to the side and you're going to feel like your knee wants to turn a little bit of it with it as well. Allow a small bit to happen, but don't focus too much on the knee and the ankle. Actually focus the majority of your attention on allowing the musculature on the underside of the arch to actually relax, okay? From there then, what you're gonna do your best is really to squeeze that musculature of the arch. You can see here this idea of sort of rising with the arch then. Everything will sort of lift up. The ankle will move back to sort of that neutral point as well as the knee to some degree. You're going to feel the toes wanting to grip, everything on the foot wanting to contract. So same again, then you're going to allow it to relax. You're keeping your body weight over the foot, allowing for that movement of the ankle and knee just a little bit, but putting as much of your attention on the actual relaxing of the musculature of the foot, allow the arch to collapse, and then pull it back in as well. You also want to think of your tripod as well. If we look at it from this kind of front view, we're trying to think as best as possible in terms of keeping those points of contact with kind of like the outside edge and the inside edge of the foot. So when we drop and we sort of collapse the arch down, we don't want to see much of a lift from the toes. That kind of idea of supinating with the foot, and then when we pronate, we lift that arch, we try to grip down, we try to feel everything lifting up, and all of that tension kind of coming from that musculature underneath what would be considered sometimes as the plantar fascia, or just all the deep intrinsic muscles of the foot, okay? So really great exercise. We can certainly build up a better sensation of the foot or a better idea of how our foot is supposed to move. You can even do it where you actually take away the back leg as your base of support, allow it to drop and collapse, keep your balance and squeeze in, controlling as much as you can consciously as you move between supination and pronation of the foot. So give that one try and let me know how it gets on. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page, and I'll see you next time.